So, Tom, you've mentioned about the way that investors, developers are adapting to the changing environment and the opportunities that are out there. Could you perhaps give us a couple of examples recently of the type of lending facilities that Lend Invest has been putting forward to for new clients or for existing clients looking for that have come forward with new deals?
Yeah, sure. So I suppose just looking at a couple of our new products and how they've come on board. So our specific auction finance products, we've always seen auction as being a key area for us in terms of where we can help property investors.
Yes.
But I think having that that presence at auctions has helped over the last year or so, and me personally, I attend quite a few auctions on a monthly basis, on a regular basis, and see you there quite often.
We do.
But yeah, an example that springs to mind is just one that we just completed last week or the week before, whereby we helped a borrower or a client who came to us and had tried to get funding through one of the big banks and had been let down pretty much at the last minute, really.
Right.
It was difficult to see that she had sort of a day or two to completion, and she'd been told that the valuation had come back with a nil valuation because of a specific criteria that wasn't met by the existing lender, or sorry, the initial lender, and she was facing a notice period of 10 days and really just didn't know where to turn. Clearly didn't want to lose a significant deposit, which was probably a large part of her life savings.
Yes.
We had a reassessment of the property. Our underwriters took a pragmatic approach to the issues that were clearly evident, but weren't insurmountable. And we delivered the loan well within the notice period to allow her to complete on the auction purchase, and to actually give us a sort of nice some nice feedback, a nice testimonial to say that she couldn't wait to use us again and not make the same mistake as to try and go to a mainstream lender to expect a completion in 28 days.
Quite. Yeah. Purchasing at auction, we see all the time people in the auction rooms, quite irrational behaviour of not doing due diligence, not checking legal packs, and so it's not surprising perhaps to hear. But that might not necessarily have been the fault of the buyer. It's just some circumstances that might have arisen, and that unfortunately put her in that predicament. And thankfully, Lend Invest were able to come forward with a solution.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think it was actually what we felt was a relatively minor issue, and it was more down to the fact that she could have gone to half a dozen mainstream lenders and she'd have had the same answer.
Yes.
But had she come to a specialist lender and then been given advice through the process of taking our product as to where she might be able to get longer term finance to get around the issue with the property, then it would have been a much easier process for us. So as I say, we were just glad that we could help.
Yeah. Well, by the sounds of it, one very happy client.
Yeah.
Good. And you had another case?
So yeah, again, just looking at one of our new products. So our this was a developer who came to us with basically a half completed development.
Right.
It was a PD conversion from an office down on the south coast or towards the south coast, and a pretty big project. And they were looking for a relatively high loan to value. They had already knocked on a number of doors and been told that they didn't feel that it was the right project for those funders because it was a part completed, and they wouldn't have had a QS on board from day one to manage the process.
Right.
But again, we looked at it. We met the developer. We met the contractor.
Yes.
We went down to look at the site, and we took a view on it, and that we were comfortable with their experience, and we were comfortable that they could deliver it. And we put in place a facility for them, very quickly in compared to what they would normally be faced with in the market, to allow them not only to complete that project but also to get some funds out to be able to put into their next project. So as I say, just having What is, although as you said earlier, that we've grown significantly, we've still got relatively small teams, and you know, the structure is that the decision makers are always, you know, on hand to make those key decisions and to turn those decisions around quickly, and often to speak directly to, you know, to the principals, to the developers, to the contractors, to find out, you know, exactly how best to structure it.
So it's just a personalised approach to.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. We do. You know, I think in terms of our customer service, it is second to none, and I'd like to think that the majority of our clients would feel that, whether they're, you know, whichever product it is, that they may be dealing with different teams. They'll normally have a central, you know, contact point, or their broker will if they're coming to us through an intermediary.
Sure.
And yeah, you know, we pride ourselves on making sure that we have quick turnarounds and pragmatic decisions, and that we can be flexible, you know, in the way that we view different projects.
Well, given what you've already described in terms of the growth of the company and the expanding range of products, clearly you're providing solutions to the marketplace on behalf, which are clearly proving beneficial, and long may that continue.
Yeah, well, I think that's, you know, that is our aim, is to just continue with that growth in terms of the product range, and you know, there's some, watch this space, there's some interesting things around the corner.
Okay.
I won't
Let's not
release those at this point, but maybe next time we speak, I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about that. Yeah.
I'll wait with bated breath. So it's Richard Bowser, and here with Tom Madden at Lend Invest. Tom, thank you for your time this afternoon.
Yeah, Richard, thanks a lot.